I'm not like worried about my own safety. I'm more worried about what I'd leave behind if the worst was to happen. But I mean, you can't live like that. You can't think like that.
No matter how many people tell you it's horrible and it's the worst place on earth or whatever, you're in the army, you're a soldier. It's
what
your
you signed up to do.
primarily your primary job sort of thing. So
Yeah.
no matter how much you're convinced not to go, you still want to go and
Yeah.
experience it. They have, I know they have a massive fallout, but must be kerosene now.
Kerry said that they were going.
What?
Reverse.
Why?
Join Lee.
What gave you the idea to go in the first place?
I've always liked it, like the thought of being in the army and stuff. And again, going back to films, it's like watching a film and you think, yeah, I'd love to. That's cool. I'd love to do something like that. And it's sort of like, it's just one of the things I've always wanted to do. And then I forgot about it. And then when after school, and it comes to the time of my life when I was thinking about what am I going to do after school, there was nothing. I couldn't like put my finger on anything that I'd like to do. So I started working for Dad whilst I was in that like phase of my life, and then I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to go for it, chase the dream. But yeah.
Going back to school, what was that like for you? Did you enjoy school or not?
I saw it as a bit of a youth club, really. I know it's bad, but no, obviously there are some subjects that I enjoyed, so I put my time and hard work into. But then others, like every teenager at school, really, I didn't really enjoy school.
He never came home with that kind of twinkle in his eye saying, this is what I want to do. Basically the school had offered an open day at Silverstone Circuit with all the forces, and Charlie had gone along to that. And he came home with that real fire in his belly saying, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to go into the army. His mum and I kind of took one look at each other, and I'm a little ashamed to say we looked at each other and said, no, we can do a little better than that. But at the end of the day, we have to say that we've completely U-turned. In the pursuit of the training, the qualifying in order to get into the army, that was about an 8-month process. And we followed Charlie all the way through that, and I have to say we've completely U-turned on our thoughts about the forces and the opportunities that it has to give young people. Proper content, but it's not real, is it?
On this side here, you've got that blindfold.
Like car trick
Put your hands on the side of the box there. I'm moving you around, but you're protecting that side of the box right there. Everything fine?
Yeah, this is the first one I've got. Started on the arm, and then got all the inside done, and then eventually into a whole sleeve. Yeah, it's right. £840 later. And the second one I got was on my chest. Bit different. Bit more painful. But yeah. It's my favourite.
Why did you want to get that one?
I don't really know, I just thought, to be honest, I went in the shop and it was a present off my girlfriend for Christmas, and yeah, I just saw it like in the shop, and sort of obviously I didn't want to get that one because it's not like anyone could have it, so I said, look, can you do something with this? And Tatoebat's come up with this and I love it. So yeah, it's my favourite one.
In your opinion, would you say the age of 16 is old enough to make that kind of decision or commitment?
That's a very tricky question, because I think there's two ways of looking at that. I think first and foremost, at 16 you are very mouldable. You're going through some massive changes in your life, and I think the army likes to get you at that stage where they can still maybe manipulate how you're moulded. So that's one way of looking at it. I suppose the brutal truth is we never felt that Charlie was old enough or mature enough, like all of them, to disappear from home that quickly and go. I mean, we'd never been through that process of sort of Charlie getting in the way here, sort of, you know, under our feet, kind of thinking us, or for Christ's sake, go get a job and get out of the house a bit more often. From the moment he left school, he was whipped away from us, and we kind of looked at each other and sort of said, "Where is he?" So yes, I would arguably say that it is a bit young, but I do understand that their methods behind that.
If it gets to the point where you are out there and you come across the possibility that you might have to kill someone, how do you feel about that?
Again, I've been asked this before, and what I always say is, when that moment comes, it's going to be me or him. So if I don't act, if I don't act on killing him, he's not going to hesitate, and that's going to be my life. So I won't hesitate.
It's not long now until he goes off and gets deployed. So how are you going to feel when he that door closes and he gets on that plane and goes?
That seems to be the question that is asked to us by all of our friends. In how do you prepare yourself for that? The reality is that we've been asking ourselves that question and preparing ourselves for that question for the last 2.5 years. We hope, of course, that he goes through his career in the army and he enables to stay well and fit, and comes home and eventually has a family of his own one day. But we have to have in the back of our minds that may not be the outcome, and that's a very, very difficult scenario, and I don't know if we can prepare ourselves well enough for that.
So how do you think your mum and your girlfriend feel about you being in the army and going out soon?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're worried, but the reason my mum won't do an interview is because she's camera shy, but I know my girlfriend wouldn't do one because she knows that she'd just cry about it. I think she'd get really upset about it, but because she's obviously understandable, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. I think because the only thing they see is the news and stuff, and they don't really understand what I'm going to be doing exactly, and the fact that it's not all bad, because they don't see that. They can only go off their imagination, and I think that's what makes it worse.
Would you say they prefer just to try to ignore the fact?
Or yeah, whenever it comes up in conversation, my girlfriend would change the subject, or I think she's the one that's going to struggle the most. I think my mum can talk about it and stuff, but my girlfriend does struggle to talk about it, but she'll be right.
So how do you think your little sisters feel about it? Do you reckon they understand where you're going and what you're doing, or?
Yeah, they always they tell me that they tell their teachers and stuff that their big brother's going to Afghanistan, but again, I think they obviously they don't understand what's going on. They don't know why we're there. Most people, I don't really know why we're there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think they understand to a certain extent. But I think because they're kids, they don't really show that much emotion about it. But no doubt it's in the back of their heads as well, just as it is everyone else's. But yeah. When I come back, I might be like, that was horrible. I'm going to get out after my first 4 years or whatever. But then secondly, it could be completely opposite, and I could be like, that was good. I felt like I've achieved something from that. I felt like we achieved something from that as a regiment. I can't wait to do it again. The hardest thing for me when I'm out there is going to be missing home, missing my girlfriend, and my family, mum and dad and my little sisters. That is what I'm going to find the hardest. Put me on patrol for 9 hours and I'll get through it, but just missing everyone at home is going to be the hardest bit.
Bye Charlie, bye, see you later.
Private Morris Cook, 18 years old, 1st Battalion, the Royal Anglian Regiment, also known as the Vikings, C Company, 11 Platoon,
sharpshooter.